Hey, I'm Brian Landry. I'm the chef at Bourne Restaurant in New Orleans. I'm also the chef for the Gulf Seafood Marketing Coalition. I'm here today to tell you all about wonderful fresh Gulf fish. Today we have this beautiful Gulf red snapper. You can catch snapper all over the Gulf, all the way from Texas to Florida. So we're going to use it to cook this wonderful, flavorful, healthy dish. It's in a style called Papillote, which means cooked in paper. And this is a great, it's actually really easy and really healthy way to cook fish because it's going to steam in the bag. And so I'm going to run you through these steps real quick. We're going to just do a little bit of chopping up of some vegetables, but you'll see how quickly this recipe comes together. So really, the only thing we have to do ahead of time for this dish is to make a little bit of caramelized fennel and onion. So as you can see, we have some julienne onion and fennel. We're going to cook that down until it releases its sugars and caramelize. Super simple thing to do. Just start with a hot skillet and a little bit of olive oil. You can see it's hot. The oil is already smoking. And we'll go in with a nice handful of that onion. It's going to start releasing its sugars and browning. Once those onions are starting to soften up and get brown, we'll add a little bit of our fennel. The whole process takes about 15 minutes, and I'll show you that, what we're looking for in the final product. So as you can see, we've let those onions and fennels caramelize. They get nice and brown, really sweet, and then we go ahead and we just season them with a little bit of salt, crank or two of pepper, stir that in. So, this is called parchment paper. Buy it in any grocery store. It's basically a baker's paper, and this is going to be the paper that we do our Gulf red snapper and Papillote in. So what I'm going to do is fold that in half, just like this, and we're going to make a nice little pouch to cook this fish in so it can steam. We take our knife, and we're basically going to make a half of a heart shape, and we make a nice cut right into that parchment paper. And you can see we have this nice heart-shaped envelope that's going to go in our fish. Alright, so we have our caramelized fennel and onion that we just made, and we're going to place that right down the center of half of the heart. We have some beautiful fresh spinach. Tear that up, make nice little bite-sized pieces. And we have our star of the show, the red snapper. We're going to put that in. We're going to season our snapper with a little bit of salt and pepper, both sides. We also have some little cherry tomatoes we just quartered up, some fresh basil. We're also going to add a little bit of lemon zest. And we want that because there's a bunch of great essential oils in the zest of the lemon. Give it nice bright flavor. Just like that. We'll cut that lemon in half. We'll also use the juice, just a tiny bit. A little bit of moisture is going to help that fish steam right in the bag. And finally, a little bit of mushroom. Today we're using shiitake, but any mushroom will do. And we can put that all around the fish as well. We're going to put just a couple of little pats of butter. And again, we're looking for a little bit of moisture to help that fish steam in the bag. One little drizzle of olive oil. And now we're going to fold our bag. So we have this heart shape. We fold it back over itself. And then we're just going to fold along the creases to make it an airtight pouch. Just nice little folds all the way around. And you'll see it's going to create this wonderful little envelope that'll help the fish steam right in the bag. We've barely introduced any fat. Wonderful, fresh Gulf snapper. Go right onto our sheet pan. I'm gonna put this in a 375-degree oven for 12 minutes. All right, so our snapper's been in the oven for 12 minutes. We're gonna pull that out. All right, the bag's starting to puff. That's from the steam building up. We're just gonna slide our spatula right under the bag, put it on our plate. This is my favorite part. When we cut this bag open, you're gonna get this wonderful aroma from the fish, all the wonderful vegetables we cooked it with. You can cut it right open. You can see all that steam releasing. Man, does that smell good. Doesn't get any healthier than this. Beautiful. We have this wonderful Gulf red snapper cooked with a bunch of vegetables, little lemon zest, fresh basil, steamed in a bag. You can do it at home. The cooking time isn't long. Again, the only big prep we did is a little bit of caramelized fennel and onion, and that goes great with all kinds of stuff. So you can make a batch of that, keep it in your refrigerator, but the star of this show is Gulf red snapper.